My name is Matt, and I was born and raised in Hong Kong. Having recently graduated from high school and being virtually free for 2 months before I depart for university, I set myself a challenge to visit and capture every district of Hong Kong over the course of this summer. Why? Because despite having lived here for over 18 years, I've never had the chance to explore the city I love. Because as awfully small as Hong Kong may be, the truth is that the majority of us hardly know the place that we call home. 18 districts in 18 days by an 18-year-old. I started in the Eastern District, watched the noonday gun, ate breakfast at a bagel restaurant with a nice owner, and visited a new art space on Oil Street. On the south side, I hiked and learned how to backflip at the beach. In Wan Chai, I hung out with the tourists at the Bauhinia Square, participated in the annual July 1st protest march, and worked out at a random clubhouse. In Central, I strolled the Sun Yat-sen Memorial Park, bought a flower from a street vendor, and met up with some friends. In Yau Tsi Mong, I learned that seeing a giant duck can make you happy. I also went down the Avenue of Stars and checked out a flower market. In Wong Tai Sin, I visited the beautiful Nam Yen Garden and its contrasting surroundings, and learned about how television broadcasting works. In Kwun Tong, there were a lot of old industrial buildings, as well as new ones, and I took a ferry home from the emptiest pier I've ever been to. In Kowloon City, I bought dog food for a stray dog that refused my offer, and went to the park where Kowloon's notorious walled city once stood. Sham Shui Po was filled with new and second-hand electronics, as well as some awesome record shops. In Yuen Long, I went to a relative's farm where I harvested some crops. In Tuen Mun, I went to the Mu Fat Temple. It had a nice view, but the place itself wasn't very visitor-friendly. In Tsuen Wan, I learned about the history of the districts and how it had came to be. It was pretty interesting. In Tai Po, I went to a humongous market and also strolled the pretty office spaces of a television channel. In Sha Tin, I went to my idol Bruce Lee's exhibition on the day of its debut, and learned about a designer called Eddie Lau. In Sai Kung, I explored the waters by organizing a boat party. In the Northern District, I went to a previously restricted area to find out that it had only been partly open to the public. I soon had to turn back. Kwai Ting was a largely residential area with a lot of people who like birds. Lastly, I marveled at the emptiness of the islands, especially Peng Chau, and watched the sunset in Lama Island. This is where my journey ends. I didn't necessarily go to all the tourist spots, but I went where I wanted to go and achieved my objective of visiting all the districts. At least now, when people ask me where I'm from, I'll be able to say with a bit more poise and confidence that I'm from Hong Kong. How well do you know your home?